Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the channel. I am Jay, the American Expat, or that idiot as I'm sometimes referred to. For those of you who have been watching the channel, you can see I've changed hats. Look at this. I dug up my old Pittsburgh Steelers hat, and, well, the actual reason is because my Red Star Communist Red Army whatever hat is, well, it's not here in Anhui Province, so I'm wearing this one. Maybe this is a better fit. You'll have to let me know in the comments. In either case, today I'm going to be talking about America because it's a place that I'm moving to very soon, and there's a lot of crazy things happening over there. So stay tuned. Oh my, almost hit a crane apparently. Not a mechanical crane, but the bird. There's a bunch of them in the fields here. I guess they're eating like snakes, little snakes or something like that. I don't know what they eat, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. In either case, I wanted to talk a little bit about my move to America. I've been watching as these protests and different things have been happening, and I've even heard talk of a civil war. So that's been weighing a bit on my mind as I've been preparing for this move. And it reminded me of some of the experiences I've had in the past of going back to the United States. When you've lived away for a long period of time, you really notice changes. And that has been the case with me on several occasions when I have gone back to the United States. I have always found something that has shocked me as far as changes are concerned. Of course, before I go into my story, I think I need to get some caffeine in my system. And fortunately, I believe the supermarket in the area still has a supply of what I like to lovingly or affectionately refer to as mocha water. So I'm heading over to get some of that. And hopefully I'm not wrong. Hopefully they still have a good supply. They know I come around here all the time and buy it. I think I'm probably the only one, but I guess we're about to find out. Yeah, I was thinking I'd go to the other supermarket. I just passed it. I know they don't have Monster. I'm maybe not feeling in the mood for the mocha water today. I'm thinking I want to go for something with a little more kick, and that means Monster. It doesn't mean like alcohol or something like that. Let's see if the other market has Monster. They probably don't, unfortunately. These small areas don't have Monster. I've been thrilled that the cities have gotten not only Monster, but now they have different flavors. Well, they have one other flavor. No, I'm wrong. They have a second flavor. It's some kind of tea flavor. I haven't built up the courage to give it a try yet because I'm afraid it's just going to be non-carbonated stuff. If it tastes like Monster and without carbonation, that just doesn't sound very appealing to me. So probably not going to try that one. Well, I should try it eventually just to see how it is. But like I said, if it was that, then I'd be very disappointed because I can buy that very cheap. Red Bull here is non-carbonated and tastes awful, in my opinion. It didn't really taste very good to begin with. Then you take away the carbonation, it's even worse. And there's some Chinese brands of energy drinks, and they taste exactly like the Red Bull without any carbonation. So I'm afraid that that's what the weird dragon monster stuff is. It's just the Chinese version of Monster without any carbonation. So I'll probably wait before I leave China, I'll try it, just so that I can, say I did. I'll let you guys experience that when the time comes, but anyway, they don't even have that in this town, so I'm not going to be able to try it this time anyway. here we are at the supermarket. I can already see their cooler right now. Well, one of them. I guess we'll find out if they have Monster or not. I better put my mask on. Alright, they don't have Monster, so I got this instead. This has caffeine. It's not really cold, but, well, that's okay. At least I've got air conditioning here in the car, so we'll give that a drink and I'll get on with my story. Okay, so my first real experience with change and going back to the United States happened, well, I guess it's been many years ago now. I went back and there was someone I had known all their lives, and they came out and told me that they were gay. And at the time, I just, said to them, well, it's really a non-issue with me. I'm not going to judge you or see you differently or anything. It's a non-issue. It's not even something you need to worry about. And in response to that, they told me, wow, you're very woke. And at the time, you see, I had no idea what that meant. To me, it was, I just thought, oh, yeah, I consider myself to be pretty awake, pretty aware of things. It wasn't until maybe like a year later that I heard it being talked about in the news or something, and I figured out what that meant and realized that it wasn't really a very good candidate for the woke label, I guess we'll put it that way. That was a big shock to me, though, to realize that things had changed so much that some of the language being used, I didn't even recognize it or understand it anymore. And that was just from living just a few years away and, out of the country. And that was further reinforced when I encountered a younger person that had moved out to China from the United States. And just hearing them talking, they were using all kinds of phrases. It really made me feel old is what it did. But they were using a lot of phrases that I didn't understand. And I knew that they meant something, like if for me, and this shows, obviously I'm not some young guy or something, but saying something's really cool. I can't even remember what he was saying, but it was something so different, and to me, I was like, wow, things have really changed, Not being there and not watching American television, that sort of thing, I really have a lot separating me. But now I'm especially shocked with what I'm seeing going on these days. Just how something could change that much. But it happens, and I guess I just haven't been there to see it. I don't know. That's something else you can comment on if you're watching this. Is it just that I've been away so long that I haven't seen this coming, or is it really shocking to you in the United States to see the changes that are taking place? And I do want to talk specifically about the things that I'm seeing and some of the worries that I have, and maybe you can all comment on that as well and let me know what you think. What is it that I have to look out for in moving back to the United States with all this stuff going on? Oh, by the way, the disappointment, I can't even tell you. This is not coffee. It is not even pretending to be coffee. The outside label pretends to be coffee. It has a picture of coffee, but it is most definitely milk tea. It is just milk tea. It tastes good, but it's not coffee, and therefore probably does not have a significant amount of caffeine. So, oh well, it tastes good. It's a hot day. So yes, the changes, the things that I've been watching, I've been seeing on the news. Of course, the Chinese news is just plastering everything with the protests that are happening, if you want to call it protests, the riots. They're specifically focusing on riots, showing how unstable the United States is, and there's so much chaos, and the government, the police are cracking down on them. Look how evil the American oppressive police are. They're just cracking people's heads with rubber bullets, I guess. I don't know. But that's what I've been seeing. And of course, I've been on social media, which is, I should really stay away from Twitter. And it's just full of this stuff. I'm hearing talk about civil war. Now, sometimes I do like to listen to some podcasts from the United States. I'll get my VPN going and I'll listen to them in the car when I'm making my long drives. People like Tim Pool, or that's just an example. But anyway, I listen to this stuff and I hear things about civil war, and I think, civil war. Growing up in Virginia, the Civil War was just, there was a couple of rednecks in the school that talked about how the South would rise again, and we used to laugh about it. And now I'm hearing people talking about a civil war, but it's not quite like what I pictured. I don't know what's going on back in the United States. I mean, I'm looking at, the ship has left the port. I mean, we've shut down our business and we're preparing to buy a home, in the United States and move back. And here I'm hearing about, autonomous zones and all this crazy stuff going on. What in the world is going on? I mean, I really have to say, what the hell is this? I never saw this coming. This kind of unrest. I mean, I've seen where they've had riots in the United States before, but this is something else entirely. At least it looks like something else. And again, maybe it's just that I've been away so long and separated from everything that's been happening there that I just have been caught by surprise. But I don't know. This is some weird stuff that I'm hearing about. I mean, I could understand angry rioters having something to do with race, tearing down Confederate statues and that sort of thing. But now I'm hearing Thomas Jefferson, Ulysses S. Grant, the general who fought and defeated the Confederacy, Abraham Lincoln, George Washington. What on earth what do they hope to accomplish by doing that? The way I look at it, and again, I may just be out of the loop, but to me it looks like they're not just attacking, racism. They're attacking the United States itself. They want to destroy the United States. But I guess, really, what am I getting myself into? I mean, I can't stay here. I'm going to make another video about the state of things here in China, because I believe there's a situation brewing here that's about to boil over, and it's going to be really bad. The Chinese government has done something that you'll hear me talk about, and this is my opinion. I can't read the future, but they've done something that is probably going to lead to massive civil unrest because of the horrible timing of implementing some policies. Of course, the Chinese government has a long history of really horrible policies that end up causing enormous damage. But yes, in the next video, or one of the next videos, I'm going to be talking about that, what is coming this way. But in the United States, what are people upset about? I mean, we've come a long way. I thought. I grew up, and people like Martin Luther King, and, well, you know what? I don't even want to step into the race thing. I just think this is insane, and it has nothing to do with race. That's all I'm going to say. And I want to know, what is it that I'm getting myself into? Am I wise in going toward the center of the country, or is it so bad that it's everywhere? Like, am I going to go to Dallas, Texas, for example, and find myself in the middle of some crazy revolution going on? Or if I go to, I don't know, Oklahoma, Kentucky, somewhere like that, am I going to find myself in the middle of a riot? I just really want to know what all of you who are actually in the United States right now think I'm going to be finding myself into. What am I bringing my son into? But hopefully things are calming down. That's what I'm hearing on the podcasts I listen to, that things are calming down. But I really have no way of knowing for sure because, well, the Chinese news is full of riots and burning and people being beaten and bad cops and all this stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just insanity. The whole world, it seems, is just burning down right now. This coronavirus thing seems to be a big catalyst that's just sped everything up that's been in the works for all this time. I don't know. I'm still thinking that moving back to the United States is the best option. And again, when you see the video covering what I see happening here, you'll probably agree. Even if right now you think that, there's chaos in the United States. Believe me, there's some serious problems coming the way of China, but I don't know. You'll have to let me know what you think. This is going to be just a short little update because I'm going to be making another long drive anyway back to Jiangsu province from Anhui province. So I just wanted to address this and see what all of you think. So like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, all that stuff, and I guess I will see you guys in the next one.